This is Your Sport Swindon, and Swindon Town legend Don Rogers joins me now, which can mean only one thing. It's that time of the week again for the Don, where we discuss all things football with Don Rogers himself. Don, as always, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
So, last week we discussed your debut and the build-up to getting to that point in your Swindon Town career.
Yep.
What I'd like to do today is go even further back and talk about your first steps into the world of football and why you actually started playing football in the first place. Why was that?
Right. Well, it's quite easy, actually. Where I came from, I was born, there's about 40 houses, that's all, in the middle of the country. So all we used to do as youngsters is get the ball out and play football all day, really. I mean, I probably kicked the ball every day of my life, I think, when I was growing up. And I was lucky because I was born at the end of the war, and there was 12 or 13 lads in that area that were all sort of within 3 or 4 years. So we had quite a good game of football, six aside, and then the dads would come and join in as well because they were all fairly young. So I was actually brought up on football only.
Okay, so you said there that there are 40 houses from where you were growing up, and
Yep.
you played football pretty much every day of your life. But how did you get to the level that you got to become a professional?
Well, I think I was probably lucky in a lot of ways. I mean, I used to kick a ball up against the wall for hours and not run round my left foot. I used to kick it right foot, left foot, and didn't run round. And I just taught myself to kick with both feet, and as it went on, it got better and better and better. And nobody could. People used to say to me, "Which foot do you kick with?" And I said both, and it's as simple as that. So I actually taught myself, really.
So you had coaches at the team, I assume, that you played for?
No school teachers.
Just school teachers, no football coaches or anything like that?
They weren't called coaches then. I think they were just doing the team. Yeah, so no, we never got any coaching.
So they weren't trying to improve you, it was more about your raw talent, and then if a scout found you, they'd take you to their football team?
Yeah, that's what they did, yeah. They just thought, oh, well, he looks okay, we'll take him along and see what he's like, yeah. And if you were lucky, you got signed on.
How good were you compared to the other players? Could people tell that you were going to be a talent?
Well, at the age of 14, I was playing for the district side, and Ellis Studdard, who was then a scout for Swindon, came to me and said, what's your name and whatever, and I gave him it and didn't think anything of it. I just did that, and he went away, and of course a year later they came back again.
So you had to wait a whole year. So you had the scout come to you first, was it a case of you getting your hopes up there, or were you just thinking, oh, I just want my name?
Never even thought of it, to be honest with you. Once I'd done that, I said, well, it's nice and all that, but didn't even think about it after that. And I sort of applied to join the SEB as an electrician, which is quite a laugh if you know what I'm like now. So, but yeah, I was going to be an apprentice electrician, which seemed so funny now. It really does. But as I say, they came back a year later and just beat Bristol City to my signature, and that's the way it went.
Wow. So if you hadn't been there on the day, the year after, if you hadn't been there on that day when they came to watch, could we be looking at Don Rogers the electrician now?
Well, yes, it's very strange, actually. Well, no, I don't think so, because Bristol City would have signed me anyway, because they were an hour later coming. But Bert Head had got with the forms first, so I'd signed them, and then Fred Ford arrived, but I'd already signed for Swindon, so I would have actually played football in one way or another.
How did you feel signing those documents for Swindon Town?
Well, I was sort of a bit laid back, very laid back. I just signed them, and probably after he'd gone, I must have probably got a bit excited. But my dad was the same as me, and my dad didn't get excited at anything, So he just thought, oh, right, you're going to go and play for Swindon, that's it, and at that time, I had never been anywhere at all, so coming to Swindon was a big step for me.
So where initially were you brought up? Who was your childhood team? Who did you support?
Well, strangely enough, Bolton Wanderers for some reason. I have no idea. Well, Nat Loftus used to be, whether he was just a name or something like that. I have no idea why, but I just used to follow them as a youngster, and I still can't figure it out now.
If we talked about then, so you got signed up professionally 15 for the academy.
Yeah.
0 to 15, if you like. When you were born, what were the football highlights between getting signed up to Swindon?
Probably up until 15, I suppose. I was captain of the county team for the last period of till I was from 14 and a half to 15. I was captain of the Somerset county team, so that was the highlight early on in my career, yeah.
So if we go back to the electrician story, why did you want to become an electrician of all things?
I have no idea why. I think it was just a thing to do in those days. You were either an electrician. My father was a miner, and there was no way he would let me be a miner, so he said, well, why not be an electrician with us? And it was as simple as that, really.
Incredible. So we could be looking here today at a Bolton supporting electrician. How times change.
You could, yeah, quite easily. Yeah, that would be a change, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Brilliant, Don. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.